Hey, welcome to Stir Up Life podcast. We have Siri here with us. Hey Siri, what's it like living in?
I'm pondering eternity. It's taking forever.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. You're listening to the Stir Up Life podcast.
Siri is a weird one sometimes. Not really an answer to how it feels about living in a phone.
She's super philosophical, I guess. She just likes to.
Well, she's really full of dad jokes. That's what I got out of that.
Is Siri a dad?
I think so.
Let's not specify her gender.
Haven't you met
guys.
Alexa?
Alexa is the mom. And they will be the father and mother of the robot overlords.
Okay, I'll take your word for it, Sergio. We couldn't. What are vending machines trying to do then in this war?
We're trapped.
They are the ultimate bear traps for human beings.
Fair enough.
Because we'll be like, running from robots is tiring. Let's go to that snack machine and grab a snack. And then when we put our hand in to grab it,
It just eats
what
us.
happens?
If it's Reese's Pieces,
We
I'll get
become
my
their
snack.
Ooh, that is the ultimate
That's
irony.
why I only use baseball bats to get my snack.
I do carry a baseball bat in my truck for that reason.
So guys, it's been like a week since I saw you last.
Yeah, it's good to see you guys again.
Right? It's been a good
pretty
week, I
dope.
guess. So, have you guys seen any things about, like... So, I know Mulan and Black Widow have been both postponed. And this came to my mind because in my devotion, I read Black Widow the other day. So, I was like, oh, I wonder what's gonna... What else is happening with... Like, because we got to talk about Trolls World Tour, awesome release, like, that way for it last week, but... What is going to happen with any releases at this point? Like, it's time to like, well, we're permanently done with
It's all postponed. man.
theatrical
Everything's
release.
postponed, yeah. Things are either moving
If
back.
anything gets released, it's
Did-
going to be released on streaming services like Onwards and Trolls 2.
Yeah, Onward was brought. I'm surprised we didn't have to pay for Onward.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Well,
Right?
you
It
too,
was
you
brought
need
onto
a
Disney Plus, like-
thing.
I am really sad that Bloodshot had got that kind of a...
Oh,
that it came
man.
out when it did, because that would have been really cool to see. Big screen and
What? Bloodshot? Oh, that's that Vin Diesel
Yeah.
movie,
the
right?
Valiant Comics.
It's got
Valiant.
Sam Hugan, Vin Diesel.
I was really excited to see what... I still am. I'm still excited to see what Valiant is able to do on the big screen, but yeah, hopefully they can actually get a legitimate release.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Onward, I know too, it had released on Google Play at first and other things.
Did
and
it?
like was on there for like a week or something to buy almost. And then like they decided to release it on Disney Plus like a few days later or something. So
Yeah.
I don't know
okay.
what changed their minds or whatever on that, but
Yeah, I saw on my Cineplex app that there were a couple things released way earlier, but you have to actually pay full price for like DVD prices. Like Birds of Prey was released.
Yeah. I didn't watch that.
Wasn't
Bloodshot.
that already like in theaters
Bloodshot.
I didn't even watch.
before?
Bloodshot. Well, it's just they're released early.
Oh,
is what
yeah,
I mean,
okay.
I think. Bloodshot is on the Cineplex app, but you have to.
I feel like movie theaters aren't going to make a quick recovery after all of this blows over.
No.
No, I heard the radio talking about how they think that it might die.
Movie theaters?
I don't. Yeah,
Dang, if
because
they
they've
died
been so,
after this.
they've been so crazy, just raising their prices to keep up with all the streaming services
Just in
and stuff. 'cause
general,
they
yeah.
have to, yeah, to keep their stuff going, but
But like,
yeah, it's gonna be
the
rough.
experience of going to watch a movie in a movie theater is so much better than watching it at home.
Yeah,
But
I
then
was-
you can just make a home
Which is
theater.
what we
But
have.
that's what I was talking to Katie about. I was like, I love experience. Like, all our friends, we go out and watch a movie together. I think that's pretty great. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, we don't control that.
Not just movies that are suffering from this coronavirus stuff too.
Um,
A bunch of video games have postponed their releases just because, like, yeah,
really?
I've heard that, and I find that so strange because like they can
That's a
still
weird
they
one
can
to
get
me.
them and they can play them at home
yeah, it's
and
just
play online, right?
it's more like because
They're
the
gonna play more
non-completed
right now.
ones, you know, the ones that are in a works in process
Or
progress.
like beta releases.
Yeah, they're being postponed because like
Oh, yeah.
people can't work on them.
I guess there's
Yeah.
But
I don't know how much
I
they
don't
can
know.
do from home.
I don't know if you guys heard, like a while ago, near the beginning of all the quarantine stuff, the EB Games got in trouble in Toronto because Animal Crossing came out.
Oh yeah.
Animal Crossing and Doom
yeah.
Eternal, both wildly popular games. So much so that like people were lining up around the block in the middle of like quarantine, right?
Yeah.
They got in trouble and
Yep.
now they're shut down all across Canada. I got my copy before they shut down.
That's crazy.
I remember seeing an article about like the World Health Organization or something. I don't know like if it was like a changed article or anything because I just came across it on like Facebook and Instagram. But like how like World Health Organization before was like video game addiction is becoming a serious issue, and now it's like video games for social interaction.
Yeah.
That's true.
People are so quick to change their point of view for news. But yeah, that's how I'm keeping in contact with some of the kids in my youth. It's through video games, so.
Youth have been the ones I haven't been able to keep in contact with yet, as
Well, you didn't
They
have much
haven't-
time to build a relationship with them, did you?
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
true,
that's
I haven't yet.
You just started that job. Well, not just, but like,
But I mean, still,
Yeah.
yeah.
takes a while to
Not
build
enough
it.
time to really build that rapport before this all happens. So.
Yeah. In the mind of a youth, he just started.
Legitimately,
yeah.
Yeah.
Isaac started, and then they couldn't go to school anymore.
Yeah.
Isaac, what did you do to our world? This must be a result of this.
It's all your fault.
Yeah.
From now on, whenever I hear about coronavirus, I'm gonna be like, freaking Isaac, man.
You mean the Isaac virus?
Oh,
Oh no.
henceforth named
Oh, no.
Isaac Virus.
This
We're
is
thinking
not the
about-
way my name should go
It all
down.
started here.
For those of you
Remember
that
that it all
don't
started
know,
here.
my wife is currently pregnant, and we're thinking about naming our child COVID with a K.
Oh no, don't do
With a
that.
K.
Don't do that.
I'm just kidding.
Literally, the whole world will hate your child.
Oh man, I watched a video today of this like the staged teacher in a class in 2026, and it was like, all right, I'm gonna read off the attendance now. If you have corrections to how to pronounce it, please let me know and I'll correct it. And he goes to this like list of like 25 names that are all related to what is happening right now. Pandemica.
Oh my gosh.
And Quarantina and Quarantino. There was
I
a
could
kid.
be
Quarantina and Quarantina.
Oh,
There was a kid in the class named COVID with a K, and then one with COVID with a C. There was Tissue, pronounced Tissue though. Charmin. Viruses.
was there a TP?
No TP.
Oh, that's a
a
mischance.
There was Purell.
Okay.
A couple other names.
Fuel?
Purell.
Like Purell. Lisa.
Oh.
Lysol.
What have you guys been doing since the quarantine started to kind of fight your anxiety about the situation?
I've been working and doing more things, trying to make like communication with parents and children through Zoom and online and stuff, and doing a lot more for the church services, and that's been hectic and stressful in its own ways a bit, but also really nice to have that kind of difference, I guess, and be able to be a leader in some way in that as I can, but also the hectic, stressful part, not having a full leader to be looking at for that, and kind of, yeah.
I
Cool.
for me personally, when it started happening, I didn't really notice because I was still working as normal. But I noticed that specific jobs that we had on the go were finishing, and it was like, okay, well, what's gonna happen once these are done? And people were canceling jobs because they didn't want us in their house. For those of you that don't know, I'm a contractor. And so it was like, oh, really? Like 7 jobs have canceled. That's neat. But it may be insensitive, but realistically, I love this whole quarantine being at home
you
thing
went there?
because no. Because it has turned my husband/dad game, like, it's cranked up, boys.
I was about to say it's probably awesome to be around your wife and kids all the time.
Well, yeah, I have the opportunity to
Especially now that your wife's pregnant.
yeah, I have the opportunity to serve them a bit more and like actually have breakfast with them, so I'm not leaving so early in the morning or at all. And yeah, it's been really cool. I'm not a lazy person. I don't like to sit around very much, and so today I built a desk so I didn't lose my mind. Or last week I built the desk so I don't lose my mind. And yeah, we're not ripping each other's hair out yet, so
That's always
good.
a plus.
Yeah.
Give it a week and we'll see, I guess.
But a cool post that I saw about it was a post written from the perspective of God, and it was like, you always talk about how you're too busy or you don't have time. It's like, well, I took away work, I took away this, like, are you chat yet? And in a real sense, it's kind of give me a time to slow down, and like, because I was leaving at 5 in the morning, getting back at 7 or 6:37, just seeing Noah before he went to bed, but then completely dead stop. It's like, okay, well, perfect. Now I have lots of time to spend with Jesus, and if I don't, it's going to be pretty embarrassing.
What about you,
Yeah, for
Rory?
me, very interesting because I'm a courier, and so it's I've been working still. Nothing has changed in my hours or anything else. So I can say I haven't really experienced a lot of anxiety about it. I try to do what I can to. They've given us things like we have gloves, we have masks, we have hand sanitizer. Whenever I can get a chance to wash my hands, I do. So I take those precautions while I'm on the road, but then I just get home and enjoy that time with my wife and my son. And of course, my wife's just staying at home. He's 4 months now, so she's just at home with him. And so really for a lot for us has not changed that much.
For
that.
sure.
So, and I think because of that, there wasn't a whole lot of anxiety because to me, it was just very much like same old. So, yeah, I think I will admit like a little bit in that, like I deliver to nursing homes and to hospitals and such. So when I go there, I do actually come home and like in the mud room we have, I just change right there, go right into the shower. All my stuff goes in the wash. Only on days when I'm in the hospital, or not really nursing homes because they don't so much let us in. They just kind of take it at the door, whereas hospitals are like, yo, go right to triage, go right to emerge, wherever. So
yeah, really.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what my whole experience about that has been, and it's like with work.
Well, yeah, you didn't really have to interact with people before, right? You were just able to just set it on a stoop or a porch or something and leave it,
Depends.
right?
For the most part, yeah. When we need signatures, we had to get that, but that was kind of scrapped, I think, a week before. Businesses were closing down, and then around the same time or within a day of each other, they scrapped needing signatures. But like I said, I think earlier that still I have people who come to the door and they still want me to help them bring stuff in, like into their house. Others who are fine with me leaving it straight up on the doorstep. So,
what about you, Sergio?
Well, I'm finishing up my first semester at Sheridan for the electrical techniques course.
Yeah.
But because of all of this quarantine stuff, I'm not actually doing classes in class, right? So it's all online, which sucks because one of my classes had like hands-on practical stuff where we actually wire stuff, right?
Oh, really?
And we're not allowed to do that now, so I'm missing out on some of that hands-on learning, which was like some of the best parts about this course. So that made me kind of anxious. I'm still doing classes and stuff, but my house is full of distractions, so it's really hard for me to really buckle down and do schoolwork when there's like a TV in the next room, or so that's kind of suck. I'm on top of it, but I'm just afraid that like starting next semester, which is going to be in like May 4th or something.
After having a break.
I'm afraid that like starting online classes from scratch is going to suck. And I hope I'm able to, keep up the work. So I'm a little anxious about that. To fight my anxiety, my Annie, my girlfriend, got that devotional book, Isaac, you've been going through.
Thy Geekdom Tom, yep.
Yeah, my girlfriend Annie got me that, and we've been going through that for like just a little over 2 weeks now, and that's really helped me with my anxiety about this whole thing.
Mm.
And it's great. And also, I've just been going back and playing some old video games so they're like comfort food kind of thing.
Yep.
Help calm my nerves, and watch some old TV shows and stuff that I've already seen, just to kind of like maintain
Nostalgia.
the norm,
Yeah.
But yeah, besides that, that's pretty much. Also, this podcast thing helps a lot. Getting to see you guys and chat is great.
Yeah.
Since I can't actually physically hug people and talk to them.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
I miss our
Could you
board
imagine
game
if this
days.
had happened
Right?
when there wasn't so much social media options out there?
Oh,
Oh
man.
my gosh.
Except if there weren't this many social media options out there and it happened, we wouldn't have been used to it. And so
Fair.
I think that would have been, I think it would have been easier in that aspect. We wouldn't have had instant communication regardless, right?
Yeah, like
It would just be
hindsight.
longer spurts.
There'd be a lot of phone calls to
Yeah.
talk to people.
Yeah.
Sending letters.
Yeah.
Rory,
My
you would have
dear
had even
Isaac,
more
It
work.
has been a fortnight since we last met.
On that thought of devotional too, one question I have for all of you is like, if you could write a devotional, what kind of devotional, or like what's a topic you would like to write on? Tyler knows kind of why I have this kind of thought in my head, but
Like in general, not like any topic.
yeah, pretty much any
Well, I would
topic.
write a devotional on. I could actually open up Evernote and tell you my list.
Well, are you talking about
You
analogies
could.
though, Isaac?
What do you mean?
Because what you had discussed with me is more of an analogy type devotional.
I guess so.
What Isaac had discussed with me is that he thought about doing a Disney themed devotional, correct?
That's cool.
Is that a type of devotional or is that a themed devotional? I don't know if that's like a different thing.
I do a Star Wars themed devotional.
Star Wars
As you
is
can
now
see.
owned by Disney.
Well, yeah, it is. It falls in, like, you could even do The Simpsons. But Rory, I don't know if you have an answer to that question.
What I would do, I probably wouldn't. A themed one wouldn't be the first thing that came to mind. I think probably the first thing that I would want to do is probably something focusing on the goodness of God. That would be, something like that in the face of anything, in the face of tragedy, in the face of difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'd want to focus on something like that and just recognizing it, seeing it, just being confident in his goodness, even when it doesn't look like that he would
Yeah.
be considered good by our perspective.
That's a good one.
But if it was going to be themed, it's straight
Yeah,
up these
that's a good
superheroes.
Nice.
Disney.
Yeah, it's true. So it'd just be Disney all around, I guess.
Yeah, every
Owns majority of the everything.
every different.
I would purposely pick a
genre
superhero
of Disney.
that is not owned by Disney.
Batman.
Captain
Good luck.
Canuck.
Not hard. Literally any DC hero.
Also
Yeah,
true.
yeah, right. But those ones suck. So
No, Batman's off.
I'm just kidding.
That's the only one that's good, though.
There was the whole Batman Begins and everything. It
Oh,
was
that
pretty good.
solid.
I still like Justice League Dark, where Batman scares death.
Yes. Oh, that was a good scene there.
That was the best.
So many like Elseworld stories too coming out of that and everything. Like, because now they're going into like Superman Red
Oh,
Sun.
man. I love the storyline of that in the comics, but I am so stoked to see the animated feature.
It looks really good.
What would you write a devotional on, Isaac?
What would I write a devotional on? Well,
Yeah.
I would totally do a Disney devotional first. And whether, like, that's like kind of like, because my idea comes out of kind of like Dum Tum, and like whether you're like using a quote from a Disney movie or like choosing a specific song or like theme from the movie and like then linking that to whatever passage or anything you're talking about, or like even theme found
Is that
throughout
what
the
that
Bible and
does?
stuff.
Does
So
it take one of those and then break it down through scripture?
Yeah, actually.
yeah,
It takes like one fandom a day. And it takes like a theme or like a quote or an episode from that fandom and then relates it to the scripture. Like the last one I did was Uncle Iroh from Avatar: The Last Airbender. And that
That
one
is a
is
good
about
one.
retributive justice versus reconciliation. What was it, Isaac? Do you remember?
restorative
That was
justice.
it. So like, and that one I thought was really great because I loved that show, and the parallels that they brought through that devotional were really great.
Because yeah, like one I can even think of like as a direct example right now is like a song that I've heard the last couple times I've been talking with you, Tyler, is "Lost in the Woods" from
'Cause
Frozen
I'm
2.
lost in the woods, north is south,
for-
And, like,
for the
left is
record,
right
Noah
when
has
you're
seen that
not
movie probably
here.
3,000 times.
Great song.
So very much like how like without God we're lost, and like there's parts of like life that God just gives so much guidance to and like so much love and peace in, that when we're without him we're lost in the woods, and north is south, east is west, and life is kind of a little upside down.
Yeah. I think for me personally, I'm not a writing person. I've never been a writer at all. But my dream would be to write a husband/fatherhood devotional, because I think that would be pretty sweet. It's always cool to see more material out there for husbands and dads. I think that comes from just because I'm new to both things and kind of absorbing as much information as I can about those subjects while living it. It's just been placed on my heart because I'm trying to be both of those things well.
Right. Nice, dude.
Awesome.
I actually want us to like make these
So
and
yeah, you-
read all of these.
All right, well,
I kind of want to start mine this week. I'm not gonna lie.
All right,
I wanted to
everybody.
like ask you guys about each like writing a chapter or something with me, or like collaborating on it, because like that's what Dum Tum did really well. They have like 10 different people that like each write like 4
I'd
of
be
them or
so down
something,
for that.
and
Yep.
that it wasn't.
I'm in. There's a couple. The book I'm reading right now, actually, it's written by a couple, and I think it's pretty common when it's written by couples. But
Is that the one about
they-
raising your son to be like a knight or something?
no, a modern day
really
knight.
wanna read
No,
that.
this one is. Hey, as soon as I'm done, I'm mailing it to you. If this isn't over,
Right?
I'm not.
Just drop it on his porch.
The other thing is that I'm not a big reader, at all. I've never been someone that sits down and like reads books, and so this year my goal is just to read 5 books because that's like a lot
A
for
big
me.
deal.
'Cause I-
That's a lot of
Okay,
books. Yeah,
I don't
I
read
get
it.
that.
If you're not into it or you haven't really been into it, like
yeah.
it's a very legit goal.
And so that's why I started ordering those books. But this one is called Gloves Out, Fighting for a Gospel Saturated Marriage.
That one.
And it's a really cool book so far. But each chapter has the name of who's writing it, and then it goes through what they're saying, and then switches to the other name and goes through. So it could be something like that. But you're hearing it here first, folks. Stir Up Life is going to come out with a devotional book in the late future.
in the late
In the late
future.
future.
The late future, that sounds... Well, we have... Some of us have some time, I
Yeah,
guess,
I got
but
a lot of
others...
time on my hands. I'll just
I'm
write
sure
it.
I can write it while I'm
I guess
driving.
the rest of us don't overly have
Yeah, you can scribe it, Rory.
Oh, I wonder how that would go.
voice to text.
Anyways, thanks for tuning in for this episode, everybody. Rory, can you tell what our fans can expect next week?
Oh man, it's going to be action-packed, off the wall. Everything with romance and drama. The Death Star. We're actually going to get a nice view of the inside of the original Death Star.
Are you talking about Death Star
On
1
our
that blew
audio
up over
podcast.
Are we talking about Death Star 1 that blew up over Yavin, or Death Star 2 that blew up over Endor?
Oh, it's the one over Yavin, from the Battle of Yavin.
All right, cool.
We're
cool,
going to get
cool,
a view
cool.
of it in our audio podcast, so we'll just try and describe it really well
We'll
for you
describe it
guys.
super
We'll give you
well.
descriptions of the inside as best we can.
All right, bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye!
Hey, thanks for tuning in. You're listening to the Stir Up Life podcast.